Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another 3 looks 1 palette, and today's palette is going to be the NATASHA Denona Gold palette. So I picked this up during the last VIB sale, and the reason why I picked this one, I had 3 palettes in my cart. I had the Pat McGrath, the new Mothership one, or the Safari palette by NATASHA Denona, and I picked this one because the Pat McGrath one was sold out, and the Safari palette was only mattes and it was only limited edition, and I don't like buying limited edition things because if I use it when it's no longer available, I feel bad that you can pick that up if I'm using it, so I just don't use it. And when I saw this one online, I was like, those are all the shades I love and use every day. My favorite color to use is teals. Like, I find them really fun to play around with, and these are shades that I use every single day, so it's really handy for me that they are all in one palette, because I used to pick one from the Sultry palette by ABH or one from the Melt 27 palette, so it's nice that all my favorite shades I like to use on an everyday basis is in one palette. And also what further made me decide to pick this up is the different textures. It's not your classic mattes and metallics. There are multiple different textures in here. There are your her cream powder mattes, her cream powder shimmers, her metallics, her duochromes, and these really cool chroma crystal shadows, I believe she calls them, which are like invisible until the light hits them, and they're super sparkly and beautiful. And yeah, and this is my first NATASHA Denona palette. The only other NATASHA Denona product I have are the crystal top coat things. And yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into the 3 looks. For the first look, I'm going to be using the bolder shades in this palette. So I'm first going to be going into Dijon, which is the mustard shade, and it is their matte formula. And their mattes are so soft. I was playing with this palette all night last night, and when I first touched the mattes, I was so shocked. They're so velvety soft, it's insane. So I'm going to go in with that on a Smith 232. Yeah, 232 brush, just all in the crease. Blending out like a dream, and I was surprised this shade went on a lot darker than I was expecting it to. On this Anastasia A25 brush, I'm going to go into Python, which is the teal here. Such a unique formula, because in the pan it looks a little shiny. It actually looks like a cream, but when it goes on the eye, it's so nice, and it's very buildable. So I'm gonna go into the crease a little bit lower and start blending that shade in. On a Smith 253 brush, I'm gonna go in with that Python shade and really pack it onto the lid. Love teals. Teals are my favorite to work with. Blue in general I love using. Okay, going back with the Smith 232 with that mustard shade, Dijon, I'm gonna go over this just to make it a little bit more pigmented. And to help blend that Python shade just a little bit. The same 253 brush, I'm going to go into their duochrome shade that they have in here, which is called Lime Chrome. This guy right here, it's so cool. I'm going to put that into the center of the lid. And I sweep that Python shade all across the lid because I wanted this shade to be super, just to bring out that green reflect in this shade. I'm first going to apply this dry, and then I'm gonna spritz my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus and make it super intense right on the center. Just spritzing with a little Fix Plus and picking up that shade. And patting that in the center. I'm gonna take this shade Sparks right here. Oh, it's very white on camera, but it's just like, it's a part of their sheer formula. So it's just sheer until the light hits it, and it's super pretty and glittery. So again, I'm gonna spritz a brush with some Fix Plus and dip into it. I dedicate a corner to using a wet brush just in case if it does wreck a shadow. I just dedicate like one little corner just in case. And I'm gonna apply that right on to the center. I'm also going to apply that into the inner corner as well. Now I'm going to take that Dijon shade again on this True Fiction Pro Blend brush. It's just like a flatter blending brush, and I think I got this at the grocery store. And apply that to the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil in Overdrive, and I'm going to put this in the waterline. On a Smith 230 brush, I'm going to be taking that Python shade and connecting first from the outer corner and then sweeping that across the lower lash line. And this shade is so fun because it really builds on top of each other, so on top of it itself so nicely. Because sometimes when you try to build a matte over another matte, it doesn't work because it's so dry, but just because this is a creamy formula, it just applies on top of itself so nicely. I'm gonna take that liner again and just really work it into the lash line. Okay, I got a little carried away and I brought it out really far. You do not have to bring it out that far. I was just having a little bit too much fun. And now I'm just gonna go quickly apply some mascara and then some lashes. And here's the look all zoomed out. I paired it with the Lancome L'Absolu Lacquer and 236. I just wanted something nice and sheer for this look because the eyes are so intense. For the second look, I'm gonna be doing a brown smoky eye, and this is pretty much my everyday go-to look, but not as dark. So I'm going to show you how I achieve that. So the first shade I'm going to go into is Aria, which is this nice transition shade right here. And I'm going to take that on a Smith 232 brush and throw that into the crease. On this Anastasia A25 brush, I'm going to take the shade Teak, this shade here, and this shade is surprisingly darker than it looks in the pan once it's on the lid. So I'm going to sandwich this shade right into the crease here and kind of blend that onto the lid as well. Now I'm going to jump back with that Smith 232 brush and just blend those two together. And now I'm going to take the shade Log right here, which is the darkest brown in the palette. And I'm gonna use that on a Smith 253 brush. And I'm just gonna pat that onto the lid just to place it first. This shade is really nice. I think it's just one of her matte shades. I don't think it's one of her cream mattes. I know this shade is also in the Lila palette, the pink and purpley one. And with that brush, I'm gonna just kind of draw out the angle I want with that shade. This is so pigmented, oh my god. And just fill in that blank spot. And then I'm gonna go back with that Anastasia A25 brush with the teak shade and just start blending that together. I'm just jumping back with that Smith brush 232. Will I ever memorize these brushes? Probably not. And it's okay if you get like blend over here because we can just wipe that away with a wipe or whatever. And now I'm taking a little bit more of that teak shade. And a little bit more of that log just on the actual lid. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take the Smith 235 brush and I'm going to take the teak shade. And I'm going to drag that across the lower lash line. Okay, and then with that Smith 253 brush again, I'm going to take some of that log shade and start bringing that into the lower lash line. I'm just blending that out. These mattes layer so nicely on top of one another, it's amazing. They like don't lift off of each other or anything, they just build on top of each other so beautifully. I'm gonna go in with that first transition shade, the Aria shade, and just kind of do one final blend over this whole crease area. And to clean up that angle, I'm just going to take my little Fenty sponge and just wipe away any of that excess blending or any mistakes or any fallout. For inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm first going to apply some of a cream highlighter. I'm just using the Glossier Halo Scope. Just because this shade sparks, I'm gonna use sparks again in those areas. Just because this shade is super sparkly and I just want it to stay put in those areas and not spread glitter everywhere. And here's just a simple matte brown smoky eye. Just for fun, I'm going to add one of the shimmers on top just to see what it looks like. I'm gonna add this one, Veris. It's like a nice chocolatey shimmer shade. And I'm just gonna go in with that Smith 253 brush. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. So I went to the dentist and just for like a cleaning, and I just wanted to see if I would be a good candidate to get Invisalign because my bottom teeth are starting to shift and one of my top teeth are shifting as well. And I just wanted to see if I could get Invisalign just to correct that. But my dentist said that my gums are really thin and I might not be able to because my gums might recede. So now I have an appointment with a gum specialist to see if I could, if she lets me have the right of way to go ahead with that. But if not, then I have to get braces. Braces at 21, no thank you. So please keep me in your prayers. Please and thank you. I'm going to take this Swish brush from Anastasia, which is just like a nice little eyeliner brush. I'm going to take this shade Kava and I wet that with some Fix Plus. And I saw this on a video on Fenty's page where the artist, I don't know which artist it was, but she just applied it right on the lash line, kind of like a liner. I'm just going to focus this in the center just to really open up my eye and make it kind of glossy looking. And because this shade is a sheer one and when it only like reflects when the light hits it, I hope it will actually look kind of wet. Oh my god, I love that. That's so cool. It really opens up my eyes. Well, I'm gonna do that every day now. I love it. I'm just gonna go quickly apply some mascara and some lashes and I'll show you the finished close-up. And here is the second look all finished. By the way, if ever you recreate one of my looks, please tag me on Instagram because I have a little saved file of all your looks you recreate and it makes me so happy to look at them all the time. And yeah, oh, and these lashes are the Esquito Gin and Tonic lashes, some of my favorites. I do have a code for them and I'll leave that down below in the description bar. If you ever decide to use my code on a lash order, just know that it truly means so much to me and I'm so appreciative and I'm forever thankful for your support. Take a moment to look at these bangs though. Like, hello? And here's the look all zoomed out. I paired this eye look with the Shu Uemura Framboise Sorbet lipstick, and the Shu Uemura lipsticks are so nice. Like this one has a nice sheen to it, but even the matte ones are so nice and cushiony and so light on the lips, like you'd feel like you're not wearing anything, and it actually feels really hydrating on the lips as well. This is part of their new holiday collection, I believe. It's like a cute little chocolate shop themed with like the cute little fancy chocolate decorations. I really like it, and it smells and tastes like chocolate too. I like don't want to wipe this off. I think it's so nice. I really love how the eye look turned out, and especially with that pop right on the lash line. I feel like it really opens up my eyes, and I really like that trick. For the final look, I'm going to try to recreate one of the looks NATASHA DENONA posted on her Instagram, this magical one. This video is heavily filtered and the lighting is very different, so it was really hard for me. I don't really know what shades she used. She didn't list them, so I'm gonna try my best. It's definitely not as deep and smoky as hers, but I tried. So the first color I think she used is Sandstone, which is this guy. Oh, this guy right here. And I'm going to apply that into the crease with the Smith 232 brush. I'm gonna grab a Smith 230 brush, and I'm gonna grab Python, which is the teal. And I'm gonna first apply this into the crease. And she kind of brought it kind of half-ish, well, 2/3 of the way in, I think, on her look, it seems like. And then I'm going to, and her look is quite rounded. So I'm just gonna start applying it on the outer corner. And I'm going to drag that down to the lower lash line. Kind of bring that all the way across. She smoked out the waterline with, I'm not sure what color, so I'm just going to leave it blank. Plus my eyes are getting a little irritated. I'm going to take some of that sandstone on this True Fiction Pro Blend brush and just kind of drag over that edges of that Python shade on the lower lash line. And I'm just going to blend whatever is left on my brush just to really fade that into the lid. Now on this Smith 253 brush, I'm going to take this shade Aurora. And Aurora, I believe, is one of their cream powder shimmers. And I'm going to apply that into the center and kind of on the outer corner, just blending it. And the hardest part is next, because I couldn't tell which gold she used, but I think it's the center one called Oro, the heart of the palette, and that one's like the prettiest metallic gold ever. It's insane. Like, look, wait. I just lightly swiped across that. Are you ready? What? It's so cool. I'm gonna take that, and I think she apply that to the inner third here. And she also did the inner corner, so I'm just switching my brush to this pencil brush just to get in there. I've been reading some of the comments on my past videos, and you guys have been saying that you find my videos relaxing and you find me relaxing, and that's honestly the best compliment ever, because makeup to me is therapy, and I think it should be like a calming, fun experience. So thank you. I really love that. And the next thing I think she sandwiched in between those shades, the Sparks shade, so I'm just wetting my brush again with some Fix Plus and tapping into that, and I'm going to sandwich that in between those two shades. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Wow. Oh my god, I just love this Sparks shade. Oh, so pretty. And I don't know if she did this, but I'm going to add it on the outer corner as well. I mean, in their corner, sorry. Hers is a lot more deep in her little video that she has, but I don't know if that's just lighting. I don't know if she added any black or anything, because this is definitely not the depth it looked like in the video. So I'm gonna try to add a little bit more. I'm also going to add a little bit more of that transition shade. Try to keep that roundness. My instincts are always trying to do like smoky cat eyes. I gotta stop. It's so pretty though. Oh, actually I'm gonna add some of that Sparks shade right here, because I feel like she did that too. It's a tricky video to try to dissect on what she's done. Okay, I'm gonna go apply some lashes and mascara, and I'll show you a close-up of the final look. And here's the final look. And the lashes I used for this look are the Bold Face Makeup Meant to Be lashes. They're just nice and spiky so you can see the eye makeup in between them. They're very pretty. And I paired this look with the liquefied lipstick from Bite and caramelized with a little bit of flat white gloss on top. And that is it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any recommendations on what you'd like to see next, please comment them down below. I'll make sure to list all the lashes and stuff I used in today's video in the down bar. And if you recreate any of the looks I did today, please tag me on Instagram because I would love to see and add you to my little saved folder. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!